July 18, we will travel to New Hampshire and climb North and South Baldface. The hike is about 10 miles with nearly 4,000 feet of elevation gain. It should take about 7 hours to complete and be considered strenuous. This is the third of 4 preparation hikes for the Mount Katahdin trip. To get here, we will follow New Hampshire 16 north to Conway, New Hampshire, where we will turn off onto New Hampshire 113. This road will take us into and then back out of Maine before getting to the trailhead. The parking lot will be on the right or east side of the road. There is a sign on the left just before the parking lot. We start with a short walk along the road and cross to the western side. Here we will pick up the Baldface Circle Trail. Generally, we will be hiking in a clockwise direction around the 2 peaks of South and North Baldface. About 7/10 of a mile from the road, the Baldface Circle Trail splits left and right. We will be turning left to visit South Baldface first. At the fork we will also see a short trail going down to Emerald Pool. We won't bother with it now, but we'll visit it upon our return. Less than a quarter mile, the trail splits again, following the Baldface Circle Trail to the right and the Slippery Brook Trail to the left. On our last visit we followed Slippery Brook, but this time let's turn right and continue on the Circle Trail. Though it will be a bit steeper before we get to South Baldface, it will also be a bit shorter, and we will visit 2 new sites along the way. Just over a quarter mile we will make a detour to visit Chandler Gorge. There will be a trail on the left that will take us in a loop down through the gorge and back onto the Circle Trail. No photos yet because we haven't visited this spot before, but I'm told that there are some nice waterfalls. There may be some water crossings along the way, but we'll make sure everyone crosses safely. After we get back out onto the Circle Trail, we will turn left to continue up the mountain. A little more than 2 miles from the trailhead, we will reach the South Baldface Shelter. This is the other landmark we did not visit in 2013. Last time we visited in mid-June and the lady slippers were in full bloom. As we are visiting later this year, the lady slippers will probably be gone, but the blueberries, which were not ripe to eat last time, may be just right this time. After the shelter, there is a steep section about 1/3 of a mile long. This section will allow us to gain the elevation to come out above the trees. Once we hit the plateau, there will be clear views of the South Baldface summit. We will also be able to get our first look at North Baldface, just a bit to the right of South Baldface. The way gets easier as we climb to the summit. Don't fear, it will only take about 15 minutes before we can relax for a few moments atop South Baldface. Here is where we will have our major break along the hike. There is more area to spread out up here, and the views are better than atop North Baldface. We can clearly see the North Peak now, but it does not take long to close the 1 mile distance to that second peak. The 2.6 miles you see on the map is the distance from Baldface Knob Trail intersection to the intersection with the Bicknell Ridge Trail, and not the distance between North and South Baldface. Speaking of the Bicknell Ridge Trail, that is our next destination. Upon reaching it, we will truly begin our descent. We will take a right onto it and follow it for about 1.1 miles to the Eagle Cascade Link, where we will view a couple of waterfalls, including a wide fan-shaped one. We continue to cross the link for almost 3/4 of a mile until we get back onto the Baldface Circle Trail. We continue down past the Bicknell Ridge Trail Eastern Junction until we get to the Circle Trail split, where we turned towards South Baldface a couple of hours earlier. Now it is time to take advantage of the Emerald Pool. We only have about 3/4 of a mile to get back to the cars, so let's enjoy ourselves and the chilly water a little bit before heading home. There is a ledge that you can jump off into the very deep pool. The only thing to worry about is freezing before reaching the shallower water. After splashing around a bit, it is time to return to the cars and head home. If you are interested in enjoying a bit more of what this side of New Hampshire offers, I highly recommend continuing north on Route 113. You will again enter Maine as you pass through the very wild and scenic Evans Notch. Eventually you will come out on Maine 2 in Gilead. Do not take any of those side roads along the way, because that's where they get all those ideas for those scary movies. Okay, it's just that they don't take you anywhere. When you reach Route 2, you will want to turn left and head back into New Hampshire, where you can turn south onto New Hampshire 16 in the town of Gorham.